By the way, it's
the MOGL.
the Mogul.
There can only be one.
I sound like an old advertiser somewhere. Good day, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, whichever you are now subscribing to, whichever part of the world you're in. This is a greeting from South Africa. My name is Khanya. Yes, I promised to introduce myself this time. I've been practicing over and over and over and over, and I've consistently forgotten to introduce myself. My name is Khanya. Khanya Klerz. As a musician, I make music. I play around with sound. So, welcome to my podcast. This is the first episode, and just to give you a little bit of a backstory. Here's a song. A song to represent it. It goes like this. Welcome to it, everybody. This was before I did beats tags, so there's no beats tag on this, but I'm gonna change that when I release it. Hey, when I release it, it's gonna have a beat tag. People need to know I get this emotional. Oh Lord, it is. Yeah. Yo. Oh Lord. I'm finally rapping my jitter. It's finally happening. I think this surprises me. I'm finally at it. I think I got high, life got crappy. I wish for my sanity. I was poor, I was wearing the same pants. I was forced into hearing the same chants. Can you go get a job? Don't get involved in this musical bullshit at all. I was something like the whale. The pressure inside it was bar off the board just to keep me rolling. I was black and dirty, so it was deeping on me, and it's crazy. And even only for the people knowing me for years of producing shit. Yeah, it's consoling knowing D was going to the pills I got through this with. Yeah, my teacher told me that my preacher poems will one day touch on some of me. And now I got poems displayed out in London. Now isn't that something from nothing, man? Hey, my mama told me it was something golden, but this music's a problem. And not to her friends, she whispers my accomplishments. Like, oh Lord, it's amazing. Oh Lord, it is. Oh Lord, oh Lord, it's amazing. Oh Lord, it is. Oh Lord, and oh Lord, it's amazing. Yes, and that's a little representation of who I am. That's a song that's on my upcoming album. If by the time you're listening to this, I've already released it. It's a timing error on my side. I'm a bit nervous, by the way. This is my first episode, so I'll try and keep you as entertained, as informed as I most possibly can. So that was my first plug. I'll plug myself. I plug myself a lot because I'm of the belief that if you do not believe in just yourself, then, I mean, how are you to get yourself through what you have to get through in order to get to where you want to get to? Because I'm trying to get somewhere with all this whole music thing. I'm trying to do something with it. I'm trying to change a life. I'm trying to, provide a life. I mean, I'm trying to, do something and own some stuff. I'm trying to age happy, like with white hair and big mansions and shit like that, where I'm like, yo, I did it doing what I love. So yeah, I play around with sounds. I rant. I rant. Okay. I get a lot of, so your face, dog, what's up? Your face, what's up? Okay, I got a scar on my face, and I have not spoken about it to anyone. It was a very sad day. It still is. I will never forget it. But I came out alive, and I lost a cousin that same day. And something that should by now be prevalent about the things that I do is when I write it from a point of, like the most bare truth, like this absolute truth. Like with the song that you just heard, it's true. Like every fact that is on that song is true. It's everything that I actually went through when I decided, you know what, I'm leaving my working world and I'm going to try and, strive to build something for myself, something that I enjoy doing, bringing me money. it's a dream, stupid one at that, but like, one worth at least chasing once in your life, right? I mean, you can't constantly keep denying it. So yeah, that's another rant. This is a little verse, little dedication, yeah, and like a snippet of a verse dedicating to that day, because I don't think I'm ready to talk about everything that transpired that day, but here's a little summary. It goes something like this.
I probably bring you dismay, and I'm sorry I mean it this way, but my cousin told me it's okay. Got involved in seeing PTA, not at all would they hear me complain. Then that car came and hit me, it said, got some scars and features on my face, and I lost and miss him till today. Yeah, y'all niggas chasing this vision. Y'all need to make this concession. Get the fuck out of his way.
And that's pretty much it. Not much to it besides that. It's just something that I went through, something that I write about. Yes, and I wanted it all throughout my career. Like, every song must have like a little fact about myself, like a tiny little portion of this is what I'm giving you. Like, so that if ever like somebody's deciding to collect all of my shit, like the whole discog from like the first track, let me see if I can find it, from like the first song that I ever released, which was Elise, to like the songs that I'm currently making right now for this album that I'm going to be dropping. I just want them to feel like they go through a journey. You get what I mean?
The MOGL.
Like they genuinely travel somewhere with every song. Like every song has obviously my old shit's not gonna be as dope as the shit that I might be going to make in the future, but what I mean to say is you can tell with the progression, with the growth, because I'm constantly teaching myself new things. I have to know new things. This is a song that, yeah, my first song that I ever recorded in the studio as a solo project. And I released first my mom's favorite song, believe you or not, and I keep making new songs, but she's
It's.
here you go.
Whatever I can to change your same or size.
Do what you gotta do to survive.
Yeah.
Grow mother down to the child. Yeah.
If you're grown up, being pushed to the side. Yeah. Also, everybody invited to take what's given. We are just trying to make a living. It is all about everybody invited to take what's given. We are just trying to make a living. It is all about
Yeah.
when the phone Let me take you back to a time when I was sitting behind with my kind and likeness. Godless spitting, considering divine rhyme designed with a dream of crowds screaming loud to those fine lines of mine from mine and high societies. My grind got me inside. It is all about selfie got 10 pull me. Bentilin million jited bengatan sogi little fig and the lamile logo pagamisa. Galecha la fundesa fundum pagatiwa gweli.
Yeah, so that was the mood there as well. Like it was, it's pretty much the same mood as that that Nizofa song that just tells you that I understand the environment that I'm operating under now. Like there's no kidding around. There's no, there are good friends that are actually friends out here. People are out to get as much as they can from you, and when they decide it's time to stop speaking to you, turn their backs on you, you will suffer. But I mean, you get up, you pull yourself back up, and that's just the thing. So Elisa was made during a time when I was on some. I've just been introduced to this mining town, and I'm just seeing like the way that people carry themselves here. Like people are so casual, even about like fucking relationships and shit like that. Girls are a multitude, and they're like very casual about, you know, the whole, you know, if you, you know, pay for this, then you kind of already deserve that. And it was just like something new to get used to, like, because like I'm Xhosa, so when I go into these other provinces and I come across other cultures, I get the idea that that's that culture. And oh gosh, it's, yeah, well, it was cool, I guess, because, you know, we had fun, we had good times, so then I started using a program called Reason. Yeah, and I started making my beats with Fruity Loops. I used to love Fruity Loops because I grew up on Fruity Loops. And when I say grew up on Fruity Loops, I mean like when I started, everything was all Fruity Loops. But like I think I've done every kind of beat I can do on Fruity Loops. I don't think I can grow anymore with Fruity Loops. So I just, for example, the most decorated beat that I've ever had was a beat for a song that when I was done making the beat, I played it for somebody and he was like, yo, the shit's done, you don't need to write. And like every time when I hear it, I'm always on some, I wonder if Upra was right when he said this shit, because like the beat's already speaking for itself, and if you want to add lyrics to it, like what you trying to do, unless they're dope, you know what I mean? So I don't know. Yeah, it comes in like this. Let's get my levels correct.
Your shine is overrated. I don't perform at stages. I was named Khanya, there's no mistaking why that all became this. Taking your music from the States towards the golden ages. With ladies and booze, I'm gonna say I'm kinda strong, okay, so move. Siyama sisihlanganisa nenhlanga on that overtime. Now here's mama sitas intwana sisishwabanisa. Sizama ukuzinqamanisa nezaga. You wanna beef ungazi uzoziphambanisa zopaba. Kophela ukujwayela angempama. Your butterfingers legends babeke phansi sayibamba. And esajima ekse I never sasindwa kahlamba. My trusted comes from more fucking rusted to umthatha's great.
Must have been a lot of swearing there.
This is time to play. So tell your chickens underlay, tell your bitches we play. Hide the bone gulizo lava day. Trying to make the most before we pass away. We going overtime.
Yo,
This could be against the law.
hey.
Telling history and then some more. And it's just
And that's basically how it goes when you've realized that you are capable of obsessing. I remember writing for this song inspired a new challenge. I mean, in the neighborhood that I was living in, like everyone was involved in it somehow, because like everyone knew that it was the one beats that I couldn't write to. And there was some, oh yeah, it's doing the beat versus Khanya challenge and shit like that. And yo, it really kicked my ass. I think it took like 3 weeks to come up with anything for this. And I had to come up with something for it because it was the only hot thing that I had made at the time. So it was freaky. It was just weird because like this thing, like it grew a life of its own and it had so much power. I had to find a way to make my vocals at least command its direction. And at least have a message behind it that, yo, I'm carrying this much, like my voice is carrying this heavy a beat to show you that I'm willing to do as much of the work as necessary to be as good as you sonically or whatever the fuck it is. Hey man, I was an MC, so expect that. You know, I'll be metaphorical sometimes with my rhymes.
The MOGL.
Yeah, so yeah, fuck. I wasn't expecting this, but I'm having a lot of fun, by the way. I feel like I should share that. I know I'm talking to myself, but I feel like when someone's hearing this, they'll understand that, no, this person was now getting into a mood of his own. And yeah, or at least I stopped saying vibe a lot, so that's good. That's good.
By the way,
I've got people that I occasionally work with, and one of them is this very talented poet and good friend of mine. Good friend of mine. Actually, you know what? He's a good friend of mine. For his thoughts, I'm not a poet yet, but there's an ending there that is very poetic. For his thoughts are what you should always mind. I don't know. I'm trying to make this a punchline thing. Anyway, yeah, so my friend is super talented, and I was honored to take what he does, because when he gets on stage and he drops his pieces, he's capable of controlling a crowd based on just his gestures, like in between his words and shit like that. That means that crowd is listening attentively to everything that this guy is saying. Like, even if he starts out and they're making a noise, it'll die down, and then his voice will cut through all that noise, and you hear that this person is being listened to. That's the type of voice that I was fortunate enough to also work with, and yeah, it's a lot of props for my nigga right there. So I decided to take one of his pieces called I Am. He'll be releasing it later on in February. So chances are he probably has released it. I'll link it down below somewhere, if you have it down below in your podcast player. No, I'm kidding. So anyway, yeah, and all the other stuff that I've played, most of them have been released proper. So except for I think Oh Lord or something. So yeah, OSK, my friend, is, I don't think I like the instrumental behind his lyrical Swordry, because I don't, what do you call that thing with the ninja swords and whatnot? That's like, this guy just like words that slice through meaning and then give a separate meaning of his own. It's just, it comes out in a way that, like, I decided not to overcrowd it with sounds. I just had to have it in front. I made sure that it's always in front in the whole thing. So every other thing is like a background to what he is saying. And I understand that was a very long description of what that was, but I was trying to introduce the production angle that came into, making this song for him. I hope it sells. We're starving.
I am you.
Woo! God damn.
I'm around you.
But I knew I'd enjoy this.
I breathe through you. I live through you. I am you in every way you can imagine. I am the thought you wish to suppress. I am the voice that calls for success. Where, when you're at your lowest, I am there screaming. You're not done yet. Can you hear me? I am your heart. Therefore, nothing can tear us apart, for I cannot beat without you, and you are me.
Can't you see?
Look around you, you'll find me in the air you breathe. I was, is, am the breath that flows through life for eternity. Don't try to distinguish, for I am the different entity.
The MOGL.
If you're gonna have words like that, it gets crazy. So yeah, like I said, this is one to watch. This is definitely an artist to look forward to hearing more from. I can't speak for the crowd that he is targeting, because we're similar but we're very different, because I'm looking at MCs, he's looking at people that understand the spoken word and people that understand its structuring and everything. I think we should actually hear from him. That would be best. When I say hear from him, I mean let's conduct an interview or something, right? Yeah, first episode. Let's go.
The MOGL.
Yeah. Yeah.
I should really work on my ad-libs. Okay, so let me just try to reach this guy on the phone. See if we could get something going on.
Hello?
Hi. Is this Mr. SK?
Yes, that would be me.
That would be you. You're speaking to Khanya Klerz from the MOGL Weekly podcast. How are you doing, sir?
I am good.
I see what you did there. I am good. I like that. I really like that. Play on words with the I am. Firstly, could we borrow like 10 minutes of your time? Because I think I'd like to get into some things that I think a lot of people would like to hear from you. Ngazo, yabo? Yeah.
No, I don't think that would be a problem, brother.
I am for you too. That's good news to me. Let us begin with the 3 W's. It's something that I've recently just coined up. It's called the 3 W's. It's the quickest way for an artist to introduce themselves and tell us what they're about. It's basically who, what, and where. So who are you? What do you do? And where can you be caught doing it? Or watched doing it, something like that. It's a pre-COVID thing and a post-COVID thing if you think about what happens in the vaccine and everything's cleaned up. But you hear what I'm trying to ask you? Like, who are you? What do you do? Where? If, outside is open.
The Mogul.
Yeah, well, Siseko Maphasa. But I'm commonly known as iBhuda SK, and most of my handles on social media can pop up if one searches that. But yeah, igama nguSiseko. I am a writer, a spoken word artist.
Aware.
No, I don't think I know exactly where I would categorize my writing per se. So, spoken word.
Aware.
Because I am speaking words, right?
Ayikho indlela, dog. And there's truth in that. I like that. I like that. Prior to, which just goes back to because I'm going to go into the effect of COVID and what happened into this time that we're in right now and how it relates to artists. But prior to that, there's a weird question that I really would like for you to, expand on, because I'm pretty sure you would get bookings. Yeah, what kind of crowds is it that you like? What kind of venues are we talking about? Like, I'm not trying to class how big your performances are, but like, what kind of people normally listen to what you do is what I'm trying to ask.
Wow. Okay. People who enjoy what they call slam poetry.
Excellent.
What's this word that I'm looking for? An alternative sound, so to speak.
I feel that.
Because my work in itself needs you to be a vivid listener because it paints something as you listen to it. I enjoy live performances very much. And I usually work closely with other poets, to bring you a more spoken word a cappella based type thing usually when I do performances.
Okay.
I haven't actually done a lot of musical performances. However, you may
it's in the pipeline.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's all awesome, my guy. And I like how the idea of collaboration and doing that whole thing with other people in order to bring something as a collective to the people that are there and will pay attention to the type of stuff that you guys deliver. So you collaborate with other poets. And would you agree that that would be something that increases your exposure to maybe that other poet's fan base and that other poet to your fan base and stuff like that?
Yeah.
It creates a community of sorts, doesn't it?
Yeah. That definitely happens. The more I get to interact with other artists, the more my fan base, my reach increases actually because I get to then interact with whoever they have been interacting with.
Exactly. That opens you up to their doors. That's good.
It's vice versa now for it,
They also get to meet your producer. Yeah. Tell me something. With that in mind, where do you stand on artistic opportunities in the Eastern Cape relative to the rest of the country? Like, what's your take on that?
Oh man, we are all the minerals in the universe right here in this province.
In the Eastern Cape, right? That of course, Grahamstown Arts Festival. Where is it held in Grahamstown? Where is Grahamstown? Eastern Cape and stuff like
The Mogul.
Dude, this place is such a plethora of raw talent. It's crazy, man.
It really is.
Yeah.
I remember like back in my day, you would hear like whenever somebody would mention yo Mtata, you'd know yo I don't want to play with those people there because like we were out yo like people knew about us from like other provinces because of this the level of skill that a lot of rappers brought to the mic that are from here. So yeah, that's now. What about that and the notion that you have to be in Joburg or Durban or Cape Town for you to be exposed to opportunities, career-wise?
Oh man, I think that is something that we need to work on really, because we are going over there for something that we can clearly do ourselves. Yeah.
Right. And own it here too, because like I think one thing that's going to be repetitive in this whole podcast series is the importance of ownership. You have to own at least a large majority of what you're creating, otherwise you won't be inspired to create any more of it. You run out of fuel. You'll just be like doing it as a job. And like, listen, I'm not against anyone that actually has a job or loves their job, because there are those people too. Those don't push my buttons, I'll push.
People that love their jobs.
I'm not against that, but like the creation, brother, the freedom that comes with creation. But then that's another topic. That's another topic. Like it's evergreen, and it refills itself every time you realize that I own everything that I just made right now, and it sounds dope. or if I'm a painter and it looks dope. Do you understand? This is an international podcast. We will not be speaking colloquial. I'm kidding, my nigga. I'm kidding. You can speak.
Alright, the problem is, oh man, I just translated myself. Why?
Because I forced you to. What's up, man?
Yeah, the problem.
That's just the thing. We're friends, bro. Like, the people, they're gonna figure it out. I'm being formal right now, but end of the day, we're buddies. We're buddies, so I'm gonna play around, like, with a little...
Yeah, man. The problem lies here in Oba, in the sources, Iba, and then, you know, we don't want to work with each other to try and better ourselves. Now, because on your own,
and record his own podcast.
Yeah, that's just gonna make that person one-dimensional country, and because ufunda from on
Yeah.
and then bakhule collectively and individualistically.
Okay, all right. Now, but I do get where you are headed to. Like, you grow yourself and you also grow the collective. And I think at the end of the day, when it comes to representing where you're from, isn't that like what it's all about? Like, being able to show that, yeah, but we're actually capable of being bigger than this. You know, we're capable of being better. Yeah.
You know, we need to start thinking like that collectively. Well, I can be better, you know, and law, I ekhona nabanyo I abasecangkwai.
Yeah.
Yabo. Exactly. Yabo.
Collective betterment, man.
And I can work, brother.
Sure.
Build each other, you know?
I feel that. Before we let you go, because I did ask for this much time, before we let you go, do you have an unfinished piece? I know that you sometimes call yourself the king of unfinished pieces, which is good for me because that means I always will have material. But do you have an unfinished piece right now that you can quickly reach and leave us on a cliffhanger of some sort?
Cliffhanger.
No pressure. It's just no pressure. It's just, yeah, man. Do you have an unfinished piece?
Description. No.
Isn't that what an unfinished piece is, though? Like a cliffhanger ending on some what? That's over? Yeah, but then it's not an ending, man, with your scenario.
That's it. Okay. Let me hit you with this. Alright. I need to embody what I am about to recite. Otherwise, it never feels right. Reciting it. I'm not sure if it makes sense. So.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Alright. My mind is not my complexion. I will not become one of your false conceptions of what black is, for it is, after all, nothing but a shade of color. And my shade is definitely not the same as another's, so you shall not compare me to another. Even if our shade is a bit the same, yes, we're both caramel, but do not share the same name, no breath, no being. And extremely unique, for I am more than just flesh and bone and then a peeling skin tone. I am a soul occupying this bag of bones. So let's not limit my being to what you see. The things are never black and white, or there are shades of gray. And yes, I am that shade of gray. Yeah, man, can you hold that right there? Hold it.
Hey man, listen, I really want to thank you for this. I know it's a crazy idea that I've come up with, but hopefully it grows. And yeah, man, thank you very, very much for your time.
Yeah, man, it's been a pleasure.
Oh, yeah. It's been awesome, by the way.
Very, very awesome.
By the way.
Sharp, bro. Cool. A 15-minute interview with one of my favorite artists in the Eastern Cape. Right, I think we should close this off.
It's the Mogul.